Security standards for commercial entities is practically non-existent. There is no gold standard that is out there being used today that I'm aware of. There are best practices that are in place, but best practices are opinions that people have put together and have put forth as best standards, and certainly, that goes a long way. But there really is no set of standards that commercial entities are being assessed against. That's why we have adopted the DIACAP standard and use that in our assessments when we go in and do an assessment of a customer's mainframe security implementation. Our customers began to ask us, what are you going to use to compare me against? And it used to be best practices. Our own internally developed best practices is what we would use, and that worked out very well. But I think in today's environment, our customers want much more than that. They really want to be assessed against a much higher, much more comprehensive set of standards that are documented and that they can take actionable remediation efforts against if they don't meet those standards. So that's what we have done, is adopt that DIACAP standard for commercial entities. The big advantage for customers who want to achieve this higher level of security compliance is that we can assess them against the most stringent guidelines on the planet, the DoD DIACAP standard. Unlike DoD, who must adhere to every one of those guidelines to the letter, commercial organizations have a little bit more flexibility in how they implement. So when we do an assessment against one of the guidelines, let's take passwords, for example. The DoD guideline might state that a password has to be constructed in this manner and must be reset every 30 days. Well, that might not fit into the culture of a particular commercial entity. So while we will document that they don't meet that particular guideline to a T, they have the ability to say, you know what, we're okay with that. We're perfectly fine. We understand what the guideline is dictating, but we're very happy and we're very comfortable with where we are today. So they're basically underwriting that risk, and that's entirely up to them. That's their option to do.